哭，吐了会哭。啊，这都马上到年了，你说你想我个啥用的呀？
哎呦，封我就知道封我，那是我愿意的事儿，我要求够低了吧？
俺不管你是谁了，随你咋地吧。
那是我不愿意的事儿。哎呦，我觉得也够干啥了，我要求也不高啊。
不管你是谁了，你爱咋地吧。
哎呦，现在就这封我不行了，知道吗？我不行了。
我发誓，我要是再去找这个女人相亲，我自己都瞧不起我自己。
I swear, if I ever go to meet this woman for a blind date again, I myself will look down on myself. Today I took the initiative to ask her out to watch a movie. She said she would bring her son along. I thought to myself that since the two of us would have to be together anyway, I would have to get to know her son sooner or later, so I would prepare a red envelope for her, and I prepared 5,000 yuan. After we met, I handed this 5,000 yuan red envelope to her son, and she counted it there in front of me bill by bill. After she finished counting, she glanced at me and said, "Why is it only 5,000 yuan? So sooner or later he will have to call you dad. When he grows up, when you are older and elderly, he will still have to support you in your old age." How could I have absolutely no sense of this in my heart? Then she said, "Next time we meet you must give more money, since we are all one family anyway." I just could not figure it out. Am I going on a blind date with you, or am I raising someone else's son?
我今年37了，还没结婚。
I am 37 this year, I am still not married, and I may not necessarily be able to get married in this lifetime. But even if I do not get married, I still want to have a child of my own. What so-called true love, I no longer think about it, I just want to find someone who can cooperate in having a child, preferably to have a boy. I just feel that boys are tough and easy to take care of. I also do not need you to take any responsibility, you also do not need to spend any money, I can raise the child myself.
东莞相亲大会居然没有男的去。
At a matchmaking event in Dongguan there were actually no men who went. This truly is the world being full of strange things. All the people who went were single women. Many women were breaking down inside. Why are single men not willing to go on blind dates? Could it be that they all do not want a wife anymore? Just like one netizen who used a very vivid comparison, he said it is just like the dishes in a restaurant. What kind of dishes are the ones left over? The ones that cannot be sold. Why have all the other dishes been sold out? What exactly are the dishes that are left? First, the appearance of the dish is not good. Second, the taste of the dish is not good. Third, the dish is too old, so it does not feel good to eat. Fourth, more importantly, at a glance you can see the dish has been eaten by someone else. Fifth, the dish is clearly nothing special, yet it is sold at a very high price. Others say that now men are under so much pressure, they are busy all day long working and making money. If a man has no money he cannot even afford to go, and even if he goes there will be no chance at all. But as for men who have money, how could they possibly go and eat leftover dishes? What do you think?
今天相亲被嫌弃了。
Today I was looked down on at a blind date. I was born in 1990, I am 35 years old, I have a PhD and have never married and never had children, and if you count the year in my mother's womb I am already 36. When I was young I was always seeing things online saying how troublesome marriage is, saying that if you do not get married, there will not be the chaos of daily necessities, there will not be piles of men's smelly socks, and there will not be endless toilet stains to scrub. So at that time all I had in my head was to be financially independent, to follow the trend and hurry to join the non-marriage group, to fight for my career and for myself. When I reached 35, I discovered that the people around me had long since found their own homes, while I could only walk down the path of blind dates. Today I met a man from my hometown introduced by my older female cousin. He is the child of her neighbor's aunt, born in 1988, about 1.77 meters tall, and he is a director in a public institution in the county seat, and he looks quite energetic. Since it was introduced by acquaintances, when the two of us met we were not too restrained, we just had a lunch together. He did not talk much, but his attitude was very gentle, and he took the initiative to say that he was quite satisfied with me. In fact, at the beginning I was not very invested, because after all I have always been struggling outside my hometown, but I could not resist my older female cousin's persuasion. She said that I am self-employed and that it is the same wherever I put down roots, so I reluctantly came back home to keep the appointment. Before I even had time to report back to my older female cousin, her call came in first asking me what my attitude toward this man was. I said that he was quite satisfied with me, but my older female cousin awkwardly said that was not it. He said that your spending is too high and he feels he cannot afford to support you. I was stunned. Thinking back, at that time he did indeed ask me how much I spend every month, and I casually said 10,000 to 20,000 yuan, and that it was not fixed, and he followed my words and said that yes, the spending in a big city is really high, and in a small county town you cannot possibly spend that much. I said yes. I did not expect that this sentence would become the reason for being disliked.
我91年的34岁了，至今单身未婚。可能因为快过年了的原因，我最近异常的焦虑，经常整宿睡不着觉。可能一个人还是太孤单了一点。所以我觉得评论区很多人说的非常有道理，就是人的一生可以不结婚，但一定要生个小孩。我最近就突然冒出一个想法，我就特别想生一个女儿陪着我。
我是92年的，今年33岁。
I was born in 1992. I am 33 years old this year. I am not yet married, and I have not yet had a child. I myself cannot figure it out no matter how hard I think. I feel that a girl like me, if I were a man, I would definitely work hard to marry her home. But I really cannot understand why no man has married me home. You see, my biggest drawback is that I am older, 33 years old, and I am a bit chubby. As for the rest, I feel that for most ordinary men, I am an ideal marriage partner. I have everything I ought to have. I also can work and earn money. I am not the type that lies flat and gives up. I also can do housework. I also can cook. I also do not want any high bride price. I am not materialistic and I do not worship money, and I never buy luxury goods. In daily life I save when I should save and spend when I should spend, so I have always had savings. But as a girl like me who is ordinary yet has a very high cost-performance ratio, there is just no man who likes me, and I truly cannot figure it out myself. Can you all tell me, where should I put my focus and priorities? How can I make myself get married? I am 33 and I feel I still have a chance, but if I delay a few more years I might really end up stuck in my own hands. Now some people say that I am an older leftover woman that nobody wants, but in fact I argue against that. If you say I am an older leftover woman, yes, I am 33, I have not married and have not had children, I am an older leftover woman. But if you say that nobody wants me, actually I do not believe that, and I am not willing to accept it. I feel that for a girl with such an extremely high cost-performance ratio like me to be unable to get married is unreasonable, it makes no sense.
现在的男生呢，真的是太双标了，喜欢你的时候呢，对你百依百顺。
As for men nowadays, they really are too double-standard. When they like you, they are obedient to you in everything, and they might even be willing to drink the water you use to wash your feet. Do you understand? When they are pursuing you, you are their little fairy. If one day they feel that there is no hope, then you are that piece of garbage that nobody wants. When you are the one pursuing someone else, it is very normal for you to send flowers or gifts to them. When you no longer like me, when you feel there is no hope, when you treat someone to a meal you want to go Dutch, and you still have to ask the girl to pay half the money. When you meet this kind of off-putting man, I am serious. Girls should see one and run from one, see one and avoid one. You must never date such an off-putting man, okay? They not only want to eat you, they also want to spend your money, and they still want to get you for free. To be honest, these words are very harsh, but this is the reality. If a man cannot get you, he wants to destroy you. So girls should not lightly spend a man's money, and should not lightly accept gifts from men, so girls must earn their own money and spend it themselves.
我家里为了给我找对象已经疯魔到什么程度了？
My family, in order to find me a partner, has already gone crazy. To what extent? My uncle and my younger male cousin run a car detailing shop, and whenever there is a customer of marriageable age or someone a bit older who comes to the shop, my uncle and my aunt will ask, "Hey, are you married? Do you have a partner?" Then for those a bit older they will ask, "Hey, do you have a single son at home? We have a single girl in our family, we can introduce her." It is like this. Whenever they see someone suitable they will ask. But to this day I am still single. Haha, I feel that I have really let my family down. When my grandma went out traveling, there were 2 aunties traveling with her, and then they introduced 2 men to my grandma for me to go on blind dates with. My mom has mobilized all of her connections, and as long as it is someone she knows even a little bit, she will ask, "Hey, do you have anyone suitable in your family? My daughter is not married yet, if there is someone suitable you can introduce him." I still have not found a partner up to now. I am definitely not the one who has gone crazy. My family members are the ones who are about to go crazy. My grandma asks everyone she meets, "Do you have any suitable unmarried young men in your family?" My dad is like this, my mom is like this, my grandpa and grandma, my uncle and aunt are all like this. I do not know whether they will go crazy first or I will go crazy first. I was just telling my friend that since it is the end of the year, I have to sprint to meet my KPI for blind dates. Generally there are 2 time periods that are the craziest, one is during the New Year period and the beginning of the year, and the other is this period at the end of the year which is the craziest. Every time our family eats together, gathers together, during every festival they urge me to get married, they keep urging marriage, asking me when I will find a partner, why I still have not found a partner, telling me not to be so picky and all that. Anyway, the family's topic is always centered on me. I am the only one in our family who is currently still single.
大龄剩女彻底卷起来了，都是不要房、不要车、不要彩礼，不要3金、不要5金，甚至还倒贴彩礼。我也不要，我也可以倒贴。他们倒贴你个3万5万，我可以倒贴你8万10万。如果不够还可以再加。我不要求你有8块腹肌，丑一点没关系，胖一点没关系，穷一点没关系，矮一点没关系。最重要的是，我要在35岁之前把自己嫁出去。太难了，哼。
The biggest dilemma for today's older leftover women is that they have value, but no market. A while ago, there was also a matchmaking event in Chongqing with over 1,000 participants, and the ones who showed up full of hope were almost all women. Yet reality hit them hard. There were barely any men attending. Many people still think that since there are more than 30 million more men than women in China, women should be in higher demand. But reality is exactly the opposite. In the matchmaking market, it is men who are actually more sought after. According to the 2024 Matchmaking Duration Gender Ratio Survey in Chengdu, the gender ratio in Chengdu's matchmaking market is as high as 1 to 43, making it even tougher than taking the civil service exam. The reason is simple. Women are becoming more and more accomplished, yet they generally seek partners above their own level. For example, a 50-point woman wants a 70-point man, a 70-point woman wants an 80-point man, and after being constantly praised by concepts like single aristocrat and independent and refined, originally ordinary women get packaged into 70-point or 80-point women and start wanting only 100-point men. But there simply aren't that many 100-point men in the market. In the end, aiming too high while unwilling to settle lower leads to delay after delay, and age becomes the greatest enemy. Meanwhile, men grow up being taught by reality, so they have a clearer sense of self-positioning, and they are more willing to accept ordinary women. But older women only realize it when they reach 35 and a matchmaker refuses to take their profile. That years of gender-based preferential treatment made them misjudge their true value in the marriage market. What do you think?